Hello everyone, how are you today? Great. So before we start, I am going to introduce first myself. I am Miss Althea May Nano, and for today's session, I am going to talk about the history of mathematics, which is the chapter 1. Are you now ready to listen? Okay. Human brains from our earliest beginnings have searched for solutions to basic problems. Building homes, measuring space, keeping track of seasons, and parking objects. Over 30,000 years ago, early Paleolithic people kept track of the passing seasons and the changes of weather for planting to represent the passing of time. They carved tally marks on cave walls or slashed tallies on bones, harder stone. Each tally stood for 1, but the system was awkward when it came to large amounts, so symbols were eventually created that stood for groups of objects. Sumerian clay stone have been found that date to the 4th millennium BC. A small clay cone has used for 1. A play ball was used for 10, and a large cone stood for 60. Written records from around 3300 BC show that Babylonians inscribed amounts on clay tablets with they used a nail shape for ones and a V on each side for tens. Combining these symbols to write other numbers, for example, Babylonians were up the number 19. As the ancient Egyptians used objects from their everyday life as symbols, a rod stood for 1, a cattle hobble was 10, a coiled rope was 100, a lotus flower was 1,000, and so on. The number 19 was at a cattle created a number system that we still. The early Romans was created a number system that we still see today. Along with their symbols, they use an X for 10 and an 1 or an I for 1. By the Middle Ages, Romans were putting the I to the right of the X and to the left for 9, so they wrote 19 as X, I, X. These creative number systems show groups of objects as well as individual objects. Some of the oldest Roman counting systems rely on fingers and toes, so they were based on ones, fives, tens, and 20s. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you get something from our session for today. Okay? So please study well and strive for the best. Thank you so much.